It is the Knicks. It is the Spurs. It is Game 3. It is Madison Square Garden. This is an event. Ben Stiller trying to boo him as 18 guys around him are chanting USA. Brendan Sorsby comes out and says, yeah, I got a gambling problem. Yeah, Monday. I'm Eric Asilius. Welcome into the YouTube show. And as we tell you every time, if you subscribe, you can win a free month in my Discord, which of course is the #1 sports wagering Discord in the world. Nobody has done better. We will continue to rock it. We've been killing it for 20 years. The Discord is obviously blowing up. Our ROI is second to none. Whether it was 5-0 in the NCAA Final Four, 12 straight weeks to start the NFL season, 15 straight wins in college football, being up 11 units in the college football season, or in the hockey playoffs, currently 26-13 for the hockey playoffs. Doesn't matter what sport, we've been absolutely crushing it. Let's get to what's going on. And first up, it is the Knicks, it is the Spurs, it is Game 3, it is Madison Square Garden. All right, this is an event, right? Sometimes an event is big, and sometimes it is second level big, right? You always have an NBA Finals, it's big. Super Bowls are big, World Series games are big, Final Fours are big. This is even bigger. The get-in price is between $7,000 and $9,000. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever been to Madison Square Garden. I've been many times. All right. I grew up in Connecticut, about an hour away, so I win a lot. If you sit in the 400 section, which is the blue seats, which are up top, it looks like ants are playing down there. Like you are just in the building. You're not really I mean, you are so high. You are just in the building. Right? The way it works is first level is 100s, then the second level is 200s, then the 300s, and the 400s. You definitely don't want to sit in the 400s. 300s are 200s are good, 100s are great, right? The 400s are really high. And if you're talking about, I don't know, 7 or 9K a ticket, just to say you're there is what you're going for. I just want to say I'm there. I don't know. I think at that point, I've always been I'd rather watch on television, but I understand that not everybody has to think of it the way I think of it. I like to be in a good seat. Now, I'm going to just be in the building just to be in the building. Now, I get it. If you don't have a lot of money and you always want to go to a Texas Ranger game and, what you can afford is the $10 seat, that's not what I'm talking about. I get that, right? Everybody is in different spots. I'm sympathetic. I'm talking about if you're going to spend 7 or 9K, which means you have money just to be in the barn, that is not me. Is that you? Would you do it? I'm shocked someone's doing it. But it's big. I mean, the president is showing up. This is big. And by the way, for those people, I don't care. Look, stop it. I'm not making this political. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you hate Trump. I don't care if you love Trump. All right? Most sports fans like him. I get it. Right? I mean, the country is 50-50. But when you look at it, sports fans, guys of a certain age, most of them, he's going to be pretty popular. Right? But he's been a lifelong Knicks fan. Always been a Knicks fan. There's no doubt about that. So I know there was some jackass, Hakeem Jeffries, who was like, he doesn't even like, and then people are like, no, he actually does. I mean, you got to know what you're talking about before you step up. But anyway, he'll be there. It's going to be insane. I can't wait to see the reception he gets or doesn't get. I mean, you're going to have Ben Stiller trying to boo him as 18 guys around him are chanting USA. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating. This is an event. This is great. And when I look at the Knicks and what they're doing here, as I've said from the beginning, this would be an under series. I said, it's going to be hard to predict who wins because the games are going to be close. And sure enough, I mean, no matter who you had in game 2, the ball's in the air with Victor Wembanyama on a shot. If you got it right or you got it wrong, it was a coin flip game. But we knew it would be low scoring. We've told you since we started, low scoring. Knicks could not keep up, scoring 144 points and all that other good stuff. And I'll give you my pick on the game and how I'm going to play the game coming up in a minute or two. But I sort of see this as an under game until otherwise shown. As we did game 1, as we did game 2. Now, I also gave out in my Discord, for example, Karl-Anthony Towns MVP 25-1 before the series. And now it's plus 180. And I'm getting a lot of congratulations and I'm getting a lot of credits. And I keep saying, boys, we are not home. Right? Almost doesn't count. Hey, there's nothing worse than when you pick a 50-1 shot and it comes in second and you go, I almost had it. Yeah, but you didn't have it. I got to cash the tickets for my people. All right. If you want someone who cashes tickets, you join my Discord. I don't celebrate almosts. but we're in good shape. Now, the one thing I'll say, don't tell me you're going to vote for Jalen Brunson. Stop it. No. Stop it. I mean, he's shooting 34% from the floor. He plays no D, and he's not rebounding the ball. Karl-Anthony Towns is changing the way San Antonio has to play because Wemby has to come out on him because nobody else can stand next to Towns. He's that dominant. He's a double-double every night. Plus, you know about the assists. He's been great. And as a bad defensive player, which he has played really, really good defense in this series. I get it. Not a great defensive player, but he's been good in this series. You know what I know. Karl-Anthony Towns has unquestionably been the MVP of the series. And we'll see if they actually give it to him. Now, let's get to tonight's play. There are 3 guys on the Knicks that I looked at hard. Right? Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. And when you look at what they did in game 2, and you look and say, how good were they? It was insane how well they did if you're looking at game 2. They cannot shoot at that percentage again, right? I'm going to call it up right here so that we all know exactly what we're talking about. All right, so if we look at free throws, the 3 guys, if you're looking at OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges, right? 7 for 7 from the free throw line. If you look at 3-pointers, how about 11 of 16? Think they're going 11 of 16 again? No. Minutes, they all played a lot of minutes. I look at their points, I look at their free throw percentage, I look at their 3-point percentage, I look at their field goal percentage. How about 21 for 35 from the floor? Look, if they shoot 66%, 65% from the floor, and they shoot over 50% from 3, and they make every single free throw, I'll shake their hands. But I look at their points on those percentages, and they were 17, 20, and 21. And I look at their lines tonight, which are basically, they are lined on those numbers, pretty much. I'm going to bet all 3 under and realize 2 of the 3 are not going to hit. And we're going to cash 2 or 3. We're going to make money on that. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to bet all 3 under and we will cash. 2 out of 3 won't hit. Because what you're looking for, if you're a smart, sharp advantage wagerer like I am, a professional who puts it on their tax return, you have to find things that are unlikely to happen again that the books are saying will happen again, and then you hammer the under. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. If you need some help, you click the link, you join my Discord, you get all of my plays. It's the only place I give all my plays. Right? I know a lot of people impersonate me. There's a lot of fake accounts saying they're me. They come at you and they go, hey, you want my picks? No, I don't do that. I know I'm flattered everybody wants to impersonate me and claim that they have they don't. The only place to get it is that way. All right? So you join my Discord and you get the sharpest picks, and we'll continue to absolutely roll it out for you. All right, last thing today. All right, I'm shocked. Did anyone see what happened with this Brendan Sorsby situation? Now, maybe you don't know who this is, right? See, I kind of believe and always believed if you're going to do a good, whether it's podcast, show, whatever, tell a story at a party, there's 2 types of stories. One, a story about a topic that everybody knows about, right? Everybody knows the Knicks are playing the Spurs. Or 2, you didn't see this, but you're going to go WTF, why the face, right? That's this one. All right. If you're a college football guy, you know Brendan Sorsby is a quarterback who's now going to Texas Tech. He was like the number 2 player in the portal. They're giving him over $5 million, and he's going to play quarterback for Texas Tech. There's only one problem. Brendan Sorsby comes out and says, yeah, I got a gambling problem. Like, I gambled and in college have made over 3,000 bets for over $90,000 I've lost on college football, including on games on the teams that I was on. Oh, okay. I admitted it. NCAA comes in and says, you can't play. Right? Obviously, you can't. You're suspended. Right? It's like Pete Rose. You're suspended. That's it. You can't gamble on the sport. As soon as people think it's not on the up and up, that's going to kill it. Right? You can't gamble on the sport that you are playing and on the teams that you're on. So that happens. And then the NCAA says, all right, you're out. So what does he do? He goes to court, in Lubbock, Texas, that's where Texas Tech is, and says, you should reinstate me. I'm filing for injunctive relief. Now, if you don't know what an injunction is, very quickly, an injunction is something that says, we can't wait to the end of the trial or to the end of a hearing because there will be irreparable harm if it's not done immediately. You know, you always think of the wrecking ball that's going to knock down the historical house. They come in and go, wait, we have to have a hearing whether this house should stand or not stand before you wreck, because once you wreck it, it doesn't matter anymore. It's not like a car accident where you're like, I want 10,000. Insurance company says, we want to give you 5,000. You just have a trial. So injunction means there's something that if we don't address it right now, it will cause irreparable harm. You know, once you wreck the historical house, you can't build it back up. So here's what happens. The judge comes in and says, the NCAA ignored his well-being when they suspended him. And so Brendan Sorsby is now reinstated. He can play, he can practice, all this. Now, he can't play the first 2 games because that's the punishment he thought was fair. Yeah, I read this thing. I'm a lawyer, by the way. I've been in injunctive hearings, both sides. And so he's good. And the NCAA cannot prevent him from playing, practicing, working out, being part of the team, all this other stuff. All right. So he admitted he did it. He knew what the punishment was. The punishment was implemented. He goes to a judge, and the judge says, nah, I don't care. All right. Why? Well, number one, in most states, now there are a few that they're not. For example, Connecticut is one where they are not elected. But in most states, judges are elected. And you know who they're elected by? Local people. And what are local people like? Local teams. So the judge in Lubbock, Texas says, hey, I'm letting Texas Tech have their quarterback. One-fingered peace sign to the rest of the country. I don't care if Oregon doesn't like that. I don't care if Ohio State or Michigan or Oklahoma or Florida or Rutgers or Penn State doesn't like that. They don't elect me. You know who elects me? Lubbock, Texas. People of Lubbock, Texas. And you know what they want? A good quarterback. And so you know what I'm giving them? A good quarterback. That's what happens. Okay? That's why people think the legal system in a lot of ways sucks. Because there's no way that you can't tell me that judges don't have their own personal bias coming in and then aren't understanding of don't bite the hand that feeds you. So, shocker, the local yokel in Lubbock, Texas says, I'm overruling the rest of the country and the NCAA, and the local kid from Texas Tech can now play. That's what happened. WTF, why the face? That's what happens. And the reason why is because the NCAA spurned his well-being. Spurned his well-being. Spurned. I mean, so they ignored his well-being? So how does anybody get convicted of anything then? How does anybody get punished for anything that they do? How are there consequences to anybody anything does? And, you know, Sorsby says, I was addicted, so I shouldn't be punished. Okay, so if I'm addicted to drugs and I buy drugs, that mean I don't go to jail anymore? I'm addicted to drugs and I break into somebody's house because I need to get their TV off the wall so I can feed my head. I'm not guilty of that anymore. Is that where we're going? That's the argument that won. That's the argument that won. Now, look, if you're a Texas Tech fan, don't try to defend this. Just smile and take the win. Right? Sometimes in life, you get a break you don't deserve. Don't try to justify it. Don't try to explain it away, because then you sound like an a-hole. All you do is just say, okay, that's what the judge said. Take your win, smile, and enjoy the season. I'm not on you guys. The Texas Tech fans, good for you. But you know, if it was, they did this for the Texas quarterback or the A&M quarterback or the BYU quarterback, you'd be going nuts too. Because this is a bad decision by a local guy who basically understands I want to get reelected. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And we go from there. Those are the two big ones today. I try to keep this between 12 and 20 minutes every day because, this should be fun. I don't need 3 hours. And I will give it to you straight because I don't have a boss anymore. I'm at a spot in my life where I don't have a boss. I don't need a boss. I don't want a boss. I don't want some idiot in an office who got promoted for, I don't know, whatever reason, who doesn't know that much about sports, trying to say you can't say this. Because you can't say that about college sports because we have a contract with the Big 12. I don't care. You can't say that about the NBA because Adam Silver's going to get angry and call. I don't care. Get angry. They're going to call anyway. I don't care. I'm going to be the only one in the country that gives it to you straight and tells you the truth because everybody else has a boss who's telling them you can't say this. You know what my boss says? Nothing, because I don't have one. You are my boss. All right? You just keep watching and we will be just fine. This will be the one place where you really, really, really get truth to power. And if you click and subscribe, you can win a free month in my Discord. As I said, it is the #1 sports wagering Discord on the planet, and you can get a free month if you subscribe there. So I'll give you the winner of who won today's episode next time. Thank you so much for being in. I'm Eric Casilius. Have a great day.